Hello, it's Claire from Come Back Brighter here. I'm going to talk to you today about the fact that a narcissist never wants to see you happy. I think it's important to talk about this because I think it's like the foundation that underpins all of like a narcissist's behavior, okay? And it's it's actually a pattern that you can see for yourself, okay? It's something that at the time strikes you potentially as odd, okay? And that's like before you know about narcissistic personality disorder, it strikes you as odd because like I say, it is something that happens so frequently. So this is, I've mentioned this before, like when I've talked about like the big like life celebrations, okay? So like if you get engaged or you have a child or you get a new job or get a new car or buy a new house or whatever it is, all of the kind of big life events, okay? I've talked about this before because you're happy, okay? You'll be excited about whatever this big change is in your life. And the narcissist won't be. They are jealous. They are extremely jealous creatures, okay? And the problem is they have, because of those two things, the two questions that I ask myself, a narcissist, because do they have any care or compassion for anybody else? And is everything always about them? So because they don't have that care or compassion for anybody else, they don't care that you're happy. They don't want to know that you're happy. They don't care how you feel about anything. How you feel does not even come into their thought processes. And this applies also if you're feeling stressed and if life is a struggle for you. How you feel does not feature anywhere or in any kind of thought or hint of thought that a narcissist has about you. Okay. But also, because as far as they're concerned, everything is about them. What they see when you're celebrating something, when you're happy, when your life is going in a direction that makes you feel good, is they see that their life is not. And so this applies to everything when it comes to a narcissist, okay? Because they're not happy when you're celebrating big life events, but they're also not happy when you just have a little something to be happy about, okay? That could be your birthday, it could be going on holiday, it could be getting a new pet, it could be anything, okay? Any little thing. You bought something that you liked, you won £10 on a scratch card, whatever it is, okay? Whatever it is, the narcissist will never be happy about it. And they're quite clever. They're quite clever about their jealousy because they will not necessarily be overt and say, I'm jealous, because that shows what a vile person they are. And then you know exactly what it is that you're dealing with. They will do things. They will do things like they will contrive drama. They will create an argument out of nowhere. Okay. So you might share this little bit of news that you're on holiday, you're going out for a meal, whatever it is, and boom, all of a sudden they have this massive issue that they have to discuss with you, and it's something that's so important, it's got to be talked about now, and you've got to sort it out right at this moment in time, and the drama is going to go on for days or weeks or months or even years. And it's all because you said you're going out for a meal. It's all because you said that you got a promotion at work. It's all because you had a good day at work. All of these things, they cannot stand it. They take it as a personal affront, a personal insult every time anybody else gets anything good, vaguely good. but especially when it comes to the scapegoat. They are so jealous. They are so jealous. And instead of like, if they're, you know, if their thing is like they're not in a relationship, okay, and you're happy because you're in one, they won't do things to try to get in a relationship, okay? Or if they're unhappy in their job, they won't say something to their boss or go and look for another job. They won't do anything about it. What instead they do, not what instead narcissists do, instead of being proactive in their own life, is they tear down other people's. Because if they tear everybody down, they tear people down to their level. They're down in the dirt and the mud and the darkness and the sadness and the jealousy and the anger and the bitterness, and they want to pull you down there as well. So when you come along and you say, life is good and this amazing thing happened, the only thing they want to do is pull you down into their dirt with them. And you will see this will be a consistent pattern. It will be a consistent pattern. And it's almost like in proportion. So the bigger the thing that you're happy about, the more they will cause drama and chaos and unpleasantness and be nasty and spiteful and hate-filled and hurt you over. So just now, even as I'm talking about this video, I'm remembering that when I announced to my parents that we were moving to France, and I remember that my father, for some reason, he contrived this thing about a newspaper article about teenage girls giving their fathers heart attacks. Now, by this time, my father had had several heart attacks. I think he'd had a triple heart bypass. He'd recovered. I was probably, I don't know, in my early 20s. And we went out for a walk together, and we went to a cafe, and he was reading this newspaper article, and he asked me to read it. And it was like I'd been punched in the stomach. And that was exactly how he wanted me to feel. And this row went on for ages. It went on for ages. We went back to their house afterwards and we left soon after. And then he wanted to know why we left. And I told him, I said, I read that newspaper article and it upset me. And he said that he only asked me to read it because of the quality of the English language, because I'd done a degree in English language. Rubbish. What he wanted to do was he wanted to utterly destroy my excitement and my happiness about me moving to France, because he was jealous. He wanted to move, but he never had he never did. He never took that step. So he couldn't celebrate with me because he didn't want to see me happy. He didn't want to see me contented. He didn't want to see me joyful. He didn't want to see me excited about my future life. So he did what he did best, and he tried to drag me down into the mud. And I'm serious, this row went on for months. It went on for months. And it was all entirely contrived. So the bigger the thing that you're celebrating, the bigger a life changer is, the more jealous they are that they're not doing it, the bigger the drama they will create around it. The more they will hurt you, the more they will cause you pain, the more they will get you frustrated and angry with them over it. It distracts you. You're there, you're really happy, you're excited, life is good, life is finally going good for you, and they hate it. They hate it when life is going good for other people, but especially for the scapegoat. It actually hurts them. And when they're hurt, they lash out, and they lash out with the jealousy, and it actually is the thinly veiled jealousy, bitterness, because they can't have it. But they might be in the perfect position to do it, whatever it is. But they won't, because they're scared. But they will do everything they can to tear you down. See, I learned pretty early on when it came to my father. Now, sorry, I just want to go back. I just want to say I've made that realization now that that's what he's doing. This is like 12 years after the event. I've just realized now why he did that. Truly why he did that. It made that time about him, not about me. But I can see a pattern where that's happened. And I ask you, can you see any patterns? I ask you, is there any time when you were celebrating? Was it your graduation? Was it your wedding ceremony? Was it when you had a baby? Was it when you were moving house? Did the same thing happen to you? Now, I realized pretty early on when it came to my father, when I was 17, that I had a choice. I could do one of two things when it came to him. I could either live my life how he wanted me to be. He wanted me to be home all the time. He wanted me broke. He wanted me isolated. He wanted me lonely. He wanted me sad. He wanted me depressed. He wanted me as down low as I could possibly get. And then when I was home, trapped with him, he would do everything he possibly could to squash me so that I would get even lower than that. That's what he wanted. But I went out, I did my thing. Because what happened was I got punished either way. If I stayed at home, he gave me the silent treatment. If I went out, he gave me the silent treatment. So I went out because at least I could, if I was going to get punished, I was going to get punished for something that I wanted to do. So I worked that out at 17. I worked that out at 17. I'm going to do what I want because if I'm going to get punished either way, I might as well do what I want. And then I can feel like, oh, good, I still did that thing. I spent time with my friends. I did that thing that was exciting. Because if I'm going to get punished either way, I don't win either way, I might as well have a bit of fun whilst I'm not winning. So I've just given you one example there, the example of when I was moving. But I could give you countless examples in my lifetime of when things have been going really well for me and he's done everything he could to just try to destroy that. Sometimes he might have actually sabotaged me, so it might not have happened. Other times he just created some drama so that all became about him. And instead of me being happy and relaxed and excited and all the things, I was anxious and concerned for him and worried for our relationship and thinking what was going on, wondering where this drama came from. This is what you're dealing with. It's really sad. It's not about you. It's not like personal against you. They will do it to everybody. They will do it to everybody. And what they'll do also is that they'll gossip about people. So that if they think that somebody has something more than them or is something more than them, and they're jealous of that, what they'll do is they'll make up some stories about them, or they'll twist some stories about them to pull that person down, to make them look less than, because that makes them feel good. So they do it directly. But to you by creating this drama, by suddenly having an issue in the relationship, by maybe faking some sort of illness, or maybe exaggerating an existing illness that they've had for a long time, or somebody else's illness. There'll be some sort of drama that will come out of every single one of your life celebrations, because they don't want to see you happy. They don't want to see you happy. But not only that, you will be gossiped about. You see what they talk about. Whenever they think that someone thinks that they're better than them, which is not true necessarily, they will make up things to pull them down. And it will be spiteful. It will be vindictive. It will be some hint of some sort of scandal or whatever. So it could be about this other person's relationship, the house they live in, the car they drive, the job they have. Oh, did you hear that she went for this promotion and she didn't get it? So whether you're being like pulled down in front of your face by all this drama they're contriving, they'll also be profiting from your reaction by telling everybody that you've got mental health issues, that you drink too much, that you take drugs, whatever lies it is that they're telling about you. Now, if you're wondering if this is true, if you're at like the beginning stages of this, you're just at the beginning of researching NPD, just have a look, right? Just have a look at the previous events that you've had in your life, the big celebrations, okay? And just have a think, see what actually happened. What did they do? How did they react? And that tells you so much about that narcissist's heart towards you. Because if they can't celebrate with you, if they can't be happy for you with just even little life's little simple pleasures, you know, the little things that we enjoy, they can't be happy for you for the big stuff either. And what are they contributing to your life, really? Because they're poisonous. They have such a bad agenda against you. And it's not just you, it's against everybody else too, okay? It's not personal to you. Whenever they see somebody having something more than them, they're jealous. So it could be the neighbor's got a new car and they'll have to tear them down. So they'll tear them down by spreading lies and gossip behind their back. If they can't do it direct to their face, that's how they'll do it. So it's not personal to you, but this is how toxic they are. They don't want to see you happy. And it's like, for them, it's like competition. If you're having the things, if you're happy and excited, that means that they can't have the things and they can't be happy and excited. But even when they do, they can't be happy and excited, because a lot of the things that we're celebrating is like sharing our life with people and stuff like that. But they don't want to share their life with anybody. They only care about themselves. So I want you to understand that. I want you to understand that that's there. They cannot bear it. And it's really sad. It's really sad. Because they can be so vile. They can be so vile when their jealousy comes out. And it's hidden in all this other stuff, like spewing venom at you. But it's just their jealousy and their bitterness coming out. And that's the foundation. That's the foundation of all of it. So if you need my help or support, I'm here for you. Please comment below or email me, Clare, CLARE, comebackwriter@gmail.com. Bye.